Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Coredumped. We're back for some more Tyranny. We have just arrived at Greystone Valley, where we are here for the quest Divide and Conquer, where apparently Scarlet Chorus have been disguising themselves as disfavored, and then they are raiding scavengers. We've spoken to this man over here, which was disfavored. He reports there are some potential disfavored people or false disfavored over here. So we are going to take care of this issue right now. Severed soul, yeah, they are in disfavored colors. At least one of them, I guess. I'm not sure how many to expect. We'll start this episode with a fight. We're gonna buff up and get this going. And I do feel, I think I've mentioned this before, but I do feel that like we're reaching a certain level of power that's hard to beat. And I think a very big part of that really was the addition of the Arctic Ground spell, which I honestly didn't feel it was going to be anything too major, but it is game changing. Get this, then get that. And let's get going. Everybody stealth up, go over there, you unstealth and go over there. How am I to fight in this? The breastplate alone weighs more than a beast. With some effort, she clanks and clomps a few steps closer to the group. She wheezes, suit rattling as her muscles tremble from the effort to standing. I can barely breathe in this iron trap. The man next to her snarls and pounds a meaty fist on his helm. Bitch harder, you baby. My helmet don't even fit. Thought a lot of them had lumpy stones for noggins, but this thing's sized for a child and tighter than a vise. He grunts and pries at the iron helm to no avail. I'm not sure I can get it off. Bite your friggin' tongues or I'll cut them out, iron visor or not. She knocks severed Sophus's visor up to reveal his face, then slams it back down to make her point. Nitwit. Few more raids and we'll have slandered the disfavored well and keen. They'll be flocking to join the chorus soon enough. Now practice swinging that sword. It's heavier than an axe, so it ought to lob through a leg like fresh churned butter. Okay. Nice people, nice people. As they are, you know. She taps her wooden splintered and blood-spattered staff on the ground with both impatience and self-satisfaction. Plus, we've never seen fatter on crates. Misery's scheme is... Misery. She jolts, noticing your intrusion for the first time. Instinctively, she crouches into a battle stance, weapon raised before her. Who the piss are you? Better yet, who are you? Believe we asked for your stone blast introduction first, chum. Okay. I mean, there are no real good answers here. I'm searching for the group that's been ransacking caravans on trade routes. The Blood Chanter relaxes a little too readily, offering you an easy grin. Well, you can rest easy, weary traveler, because it ain't us. She holds her hands up and wriggles her grimy fingers as if to wave off any lingering weariness between you. So waddle along now, we're on an important mission, right, soldiers? The rattling, quivering one straightens to attention and salutes you both sloppily. Right, boss. Okay, so we have lore, athletics, generic, attack. Who do you idiots think you're fooling? You're lucky I don't cut you down where you stand. Alright, you convinced me. Clearly there's nothing unusual going on here. Okay. So, athletics. Graven Ash wants a word with those who've slaughtered and impersonated his troops. Now, you can travel to Ironheart together, peacefully, to receive your punishment, or you can do it one by one in pieces. Lore. Come now, that's clearly the stuff of a blood chanter. Not only is its design primitive, but it's got an animal skull and some feathers tied to it. I'll go for this. She swivels her head to glance at the well-worn and trophy-decorated wooden staff. Honestly, I think I should have gone for athletics, because we don't really get a lot of experience from lore. But, A wry grin splits her chapped lips. Shit. Guess it does kind of give it away, does it? What do you mean? Earthshakers don't need good staffs. Why wouldn't they want your staff, boss? The Blood Chanter sighs. Shut it, Sophus, or I swear to the voices I'll boil your thick as hawkshit blood. She spits the ground, vexed. Then she turns the full weight of her attention once more in your direction. Alright then, good stranger. You've got me. So what the piss do you want? Okay. I want to know how you three idiots managed to kill two disfavored. Oh, that's easy, and it weren't just two of them. Look, I'll even show you. Raven raises two gritty fingers to her lips and lets loose a shrill whistle. At the signal, several mole soldiers clamber up. The Blood Chanter swings her staff in a wide circuit, voice booming as she ensorcels her comrades, spurring them to battle. Imbued with an unnatural and sudden strength, the ironclad soldier roars, rushing forward despite the weight of his armor, despite his previous reluctance. Kill him! He braves with an insatiable bloodlust, and behind him Prattle echoes his cry, charging forward to attack. Okay. So... we're gonna fight. Of course. Let's get over there. You three, let's get over here. Are there more people coming? Because it sounded like there was more people coming. But I don't think you guys stand much of a chance. I'll be honest. They're taunted. Oh! Okay, there they come. 3 more. That's what I like to see. Let's go over there and kill people. And I will just get over here with my main character and also Lantry. Because we are gonna have a lot of fun with this mess. This clump of enemies. Which is just so marvelous. Fire! Frostfire. Then do this. Then do that. And you are gonna send out your thingy, and then you're gonna go for a ball lightning. And then I will go for a ball lightning, and we're all gonna have a lot of fun. And let's watch the show unfold. Jesus Christ. Okay, that's the first wave of spells gone. I forgot to buff us with more damage. I did. It's okay. As you command. Okay, that's a lot of people dying. Not a problem. My ball lightning goes out now. Verse is not attacking for some reason. That's it. Okay, 2 more kills. Let's go for this. You can go for that. Will do. And this fight's over. Okay. I just love fighting in clumps. It's way too good.
Let's have it.
Okay, nothing special here, unfortunately. Let's report back to this guy, tell him we have avenged him and his friend. And I think we're off to the other spire. You find the bastards that killed Izod. Rest easy, soldier, I've wrought vengeance on the guilty. Thank kindness for Fatebinders, bringers of justice and order to the tears. And fuck the chorus screamers who'd openly affront the Overlord's chosen own. He grimaces a pain grin, then swearing and shaking he stumbles to his feet, cracks a shoulder and shuffles sluggishly toward the distance. I won't forget what you've done, Fatebinder, he shouts to inform you, waving a 2-fingered salute in farewell before he disappears over the bridge. I'll tell the lieutenant and the others at Jagged Maw what you have done for us. Okay. Is that quest done? Yep. And this should have updated. Right. It did not update for some reason. I think it should have. Okay, so we are here. We have gone... Wait. We've done all of this. Oh, maybe our next location is in the Dawning Spire area. Is that it? It is. Okay, Howling Rock. One of the most remote sections of the Stone Sea, laying in the center of a region that is incredibly difficult to traverse. Near the center of this area is the final resting place of the Archon of Stone, Cairn. The Earthshakers work to draw energy from Cairn's remains, enhancing each of their number before sending them off to battle in other sections of the tiers. Let's go. Because I was thinking of coming to the Spire before continuing my main quest, but I guess the two are connected, so I'm gonna keep on picking up these little stones. Whoa, that quick save took a long time. Not sure yet what they're used for, but... Oh, that's Cairn. He's encased in stone. Okay.
Cairn, Archon of Stone. What a sight! Hey, feel free to kill some time here. I've got, so much to sketch.
I love that.
That's a long man. Let's try not to wake him up.
Shouldn't we wake him up though? Oh, nice. Oh, no, wait. His have goring. Which I like a lot. What do you have? What? Why do you have this? That's stupid. Yeah. 25% in precision on targets below 35% health. Yeah, this is awesome. This would even be awesome on Verse. But I think I prefer it on my character, actually. Now you want... These are the same thing. Okay. Quick save. Herbalist's Mitts. Plus 10 control life. Sure. I don't think it's very important, but why not?
No reason to tarry.
It suits him anyway. Earthshaker stuff, we don't care about that. Okay.
No can do.
Oh, and this looked like a wall, but it's not. I was like, what am I missing? Is there a puzzle here? Secret thing over there. There's a rope to go down here, which we have to go. How can I go up? Not yet apparent. There's a bunch of slopes, which is making me anxious. Now, this should be friendly territory, because this belongs to this favored, but... Azure-lit crystals are a resource for the Earthshaker's powers. Their essence, once harvested, may be used by the mages to bolster their abilities. I kind of wanted that myself. Okay, there's a camp of this favored right there. We can cross over here, it seems. But I want to go up there. So all of this is outside their camp. By the way, what does this say? Oh, it's a quest item. It doesn't say anything. Okay. I thought maybe it would say something like, if you gather up 10, you get one special thingy, but no.
Won't happen.
Deer. Climb the cliff. Okay. Climb the rope. Okay. A lot of actions for not much. This camp is typical of Stone Sea explorers. Many travel from all corners of the tiers in search of unclaimed treasures from the now defunct Kingdom of Azure. Ooh, Sigil of Bounding... I think I know this already, don't I? I don't. Oh, okay, it's a different tier. Tier 2. Okay.
I'd have it no other way.
I mean, kind of whatever. I should also look at my spells once again. I probably have enough lore to update a couple of them, but I have not yet had the patience for it. Okay, let's cross over here. Seems to be the only access point. Oh, maybe she lifts up a stone bridge. That would make sense. A Fatebinder of Tunon, here? What business have you at Howling Rock? Speak or be pelted with stone. Ah, right, we had known, we were taught this. Right, for safe passage. Or, open the way, I am an escort to Radix in Iron Court, Lieutenant Cadis. Okay, I have business with Karen's body. I seek access to the Spire. A Fatebinder of Tunon does not answer to Earthshakers. Or, betray Alliance. Do not question me, worm, I am a Fatebinder. If you do not step aside and permit me access, then I will enter by stepping over your corpse. Let's sign the sigil. So you are one of us. The Earthshaker signs the sigil back to you and the coded exchange is complete. She nods and touches her fist to her chest in salute, but her eyes are hard as boulders, wary as she watches you. We will raise the gate, but be warned, Fatebinder, I will see the earth swallow you whole should you bring strife against us. Alright. Yeah, okay. So it makes sense, it makes sense. Sir, wait up. Okay, so now you two show up. Fatebinder, you survived to join us. The Iron Guard studies you with a stirred intensity. If the exertion of the run has winded him, he does not show it. His brother, on the other hand, doubles over, hands on his knees as he catches his breath. Between the two of them, Cadis is splattered in the remnants of battle, while Radix stands wholly pristine. Course he would. Cadis looks to his older brother and straightens. You saw the trail of corpses he left. Made my job easy. Well, easier. The lieutenant gives you a curt nod. Thanks to you, we've made it in one piece. Okay, glad you could keep up. While I do not consider traversing rocky terrain to be particularly travailing, I am eager to enter the compound. Take as much time as you need to recoup, Fatebinder. If you need me, I'll be examining the state of Cairn's remains. Now, I don't want to rest because I have some unique buffs and I want to keep those. By the way, do I still have my stances? I do. Okay, good. Okay, so what do we have here? A bunch of disfavored. Castus. Or Cestus, or whatever.
No can do.
The Earthshakers mean to defend the final resting place of Cairn to death. Weapons, supplies, and resources have been brought in to sustain the soldiers at this camp. So it sounds like he's a merchant. The Earthshaker pounds a fist to his chest and brusques salute as you approach. Careful with your footfall, Fatebinder. This close to the source, the surface is likely to shift at a moment's notice. He sighs, slouching at his post. You lot look as weedy as I feel. It's the incessant trembling that's done you in, isn't it? It's hard on the bones, but, you know, I rather think I'd find the tectonic quakes to be soothing if I didn't know they were caused by my Archon's pain. My condolences to your guild. Spoken like a true diplomat, or an agent from Tunon's courts. You must want something. Question is, can I provide it for you? Right then, how might I assist you, Fatebinder? Ooh, can I get a discount perhaps because I'm a guild apprentice? For a fellow practitioner of the arts, why not? Okay. Let me see your wares. Nothing special. 4 healing potions. I guess I'm gonna... He doesn't have anything useful, man. I'll take all of those. And you can take all of these, I guess. Wait, didn't I... What did I press? I pressed nothing. What? Ah, okay. Weird. Yeah, okay, so he was mostly useless. Okay, so those two are over there. There's no named people over here. We have to cross the bridge to get there.
I cannot.
Got it.
Drug recipe.
I cannot.
Okay. Can I start doing stuff from here? I keep forgetting. I have 32 ingredients to pick up. Okay. Ooh. Are these the old walls entrance? I hope it is. I'm guessing we have to go through the old walls to do something to him. Cairn's remains lie here, collapsed in a pile of azurelith and stone. The wandering Archon was destroyed by the might of the Edict of Stone.
Spotted something.
Sapphire. Fatebinder, I presume you are adequately rested. The Iron Guard studies with a certain intensity. Well rested, huh? Cadis jerks a glance at Radix. Hate to think of what it might mean if that earlier show wasn't a Fatebinder at peak performance. The lieutenant gives you a nod. Glad you're with us, sir. The commander touches a knuckle-twist chin in thought. Yes, I must admit I am as well, especially in wake of recent discoveries. What discoveries? What's happened? While I served Ash at Vendrian's Well, in my stead the guild succeeded in their mission to locate and guard Cairn's remains. Of course, none of us expected he would have survived. He nods once in admiration of his former master. My Earthshakers commenced studying Cairn and, as a result, have unearthed a rather invaluable finding. Cairn yet labors to survive. This, of course, is ultimately infeasible. Even the mountains cannot withstand the force of Kairos' will. However, our Archon has retained a considerable sum of arcane energy that my guild could harvest and wield. Okay, I see what you want. Lieutenant grunts. According to General, long as Cairn lives, the edict will keep tearing up the land. That's good for us, bad for the rebels and the chorus. How are the continued earthquakes good for the disfavored but bad for the rebels and the chorus? It's simple tactics, sir. Ruined farmland means less food to feed the masses. The disfavored have more supplies stocked, and since there's fewer of us, we need less rations overall. Makes sense. Plus, we're made of tougher stock than the chorus and the Tearsman. We'll be fine. Meanwhile, a starving army will be easy prey for Ash. We'll force the enemy to squabble over supply lines while we sack their forts. Basic, barbaric even, but effective. So does disfavored wish to keep Cairn alive to ensure the continued turmoil of the edict? If it were that easy, sure. As Radix said, our Shakers have been guarding Cairn's body these last few spans, but we can't keep wasting our resources out here and we can't defend the body forever. The Shakers aren't strong enough to defend him alone, hence why I'm 10 leagues left of dirt shit nowhere. What exactly are you planning, soldier? It's just as my brother said. His Shakers have a way to steal Cairn's energy. They're going to warp the edict with it and then expel both in one giant burst at its death. Wait, I lost myself here? They have a way to steal Cairn's energy. They're going to warp the edict with it and then expel both in one giant burst at its death. We're gonna kill the land for good. Me and my shields are going to help him see to it. Cairn betrayed the Northern Empire, Kairos in disfavor. As far as I'm concerned, his remains and his power are forfeit to whoever reaches him. I'd sleep better if his essence fell into disfavored hands. I want it. Your assumption is correct. However, my Earthshakers have devised a ritual wherein we can extract and expel Cairn's energy in one concentrated pulse upon his death. It would permanently ravage the land, starving the Rat's chorus and the rebel army, enabling us to end the war. The Iron Guard salutes you, steadfast in his devotion. While I would relish the opportunity to study Cairn further, we cannot risk this strategic advance. We must gain Ash's approval to act swiftly. I hope I'm not the only voice of dissent here, but blighting the land will starve the Scarlet Chorus, not to mention a large part of his realm. I thought we were fighting a war to gain something. It looks like we're causing massive devastation for one dumb victory. Am I wrong here? I don't think she is. Verse looks at you with a mixed expression. The Scarlet Chorus should be wiped from the region. These are the consequences of declaring war on the Great General. War is full of difficult decisions, but this one is easy. Blight the land. I take no pleasure in this verse, but it needs to be done. To be honest, I have some reservations myself. Yes, I do. Hate to side with the Screamer, but I'm something of a mind to agree. Blight the land, kill the bastards. I'll take the sure victory, but damn if I won't also miss the beauty of hand-to-hand battle. Loose stones jostle across the ground as he nearly imperceptibly, impatiently taps a booted toe. If the lot of you are quite well finished, I'd like to get onto it. Okay, so what would you have me do? This operation is of no small consequence. Before we act, I intend to discuss killing Cairn with Ash. Are you sure we can spare Cairn? If we leave him alone, the edict will continue to ravage the land and hurt the chorus. The lieutenant looks to the mountainous Archon as if in contemplation. Sure, we could leave him to suffer for the next 100 years, but as I said, guarding Cairn to keep the edict alive won't be so easy. It'll take resources and manpower to mount a suitable defense, and if we fail to stop an attack, we risk losing not only this post, but the whole damn realm to the Screamers, for good. He turns to Radix. It's not a risk I'd care to take, would you? I would not care to see my master die in vain, no. Okay. Fine, but the minute things go wrong, I'm taking charge. What would you have me do? This operation... Yeah, I intend to discuss killing Cairn with Ash. Do what you must, discuss our plan to destroy the land and defeat the voices of Nerat, but be swift about it. The commander nods to you in dismissal. We will wait your report from Iron Hearth. In the meantime, however, I will account for Ash's approval and see to the provisions necessary for the ritual. See, what he means is, safe travel, sir. Lieutenant Cade salutes you. Before I go, some other matters. Speaker says what desire, but doesn't send this, as the wind cannot move a mountain, so your words will not sway me. What can you tell me about Howling Rock Spire? I'll grant you ingress to the base if that is what you desire, but I advise you not to let it become the foremost consumption of your time. My Earthshakers have already extensively examined the site, yet were unable to uncover more than a cavernous room with some carvings on the floor. Okay. Yet Cairn's clinging to the base like it's the only dinghy in a storm-chopped sea. The lieutenant cranes his neck toward the tower's cloud-obscured peak. What do you reckon that's about? Delirium, perhaps? Who rightly knows the effect an edict may wreak on one's mental capacity? He steeples his fingers in thought. Or maybe he knew of a peculiarity we yet not know. Or we yet do not. Perhaps the dawning spire could have restored him had he managed to rouse it from its dormancy. The Master Earthshaker looks at the stone giant, then over to the looming spire. Perhaps not. Why do you think Cairn betrayed his orders? The disfavored officer scrubs a hand over the nape of his neck, hesitant to answer. Why would anyone? He shrugs. The world's full of vices to tempt a soldier. Booze, brothels, betting. I figure Earth magic must be a damn mire of a drug to tempt an Archon from duty. Guess they aren't so inhuman after all. Okay. Crap. Anything we need to worry about? Short of a full-on assault by the chorus, no, but an attack from the Screamers could get messy, so I've got my shields keeping watch. What's with the constant quakes? Cairn defeated, but he's not entirely dead, so long as his essence remains within his body, so will remain in place. Okay, so a trial of Archons. I'm curious to see what was added. I'm guessing that they want to blight the land. Update Graven Ash. Is that even really necessary? Before moving forward, Rodix and Kelly's plan, you'll need to speak with Graven Ash. Okay. What got updated? The Earthshakers want to use Cairn to blight the region and Star-Scarred Chorus soldiers. It's a bit of a massive action, right? It's like resorting to nuclear warfare, I would say.
Won't happen.
It's gonna kill the chorus, but it's gonna kill a whole lot more as well.
No can do.
And I don't approve of that. Okay, so let me quickly go to Graven Ash. See what it has to say, but oops. No. How do I leave? No, stop running, stop running. How do I leave? I forget. I have to go up here, I think. Because I would like to not do this.
No can do.
And keep the power to myself, if that's a possibility. I wonder if that would imply betraying the disfavored. I'm not sure if that would be the case or not. A lot of curious happenings, I would say. I'm also curious as to what Cairn has to say. Wait, that guy's named. I don't remember speaking with him. Fatebinder. Breaking this has become something of a specialty for you, hasn't it? Before long, Kairos may rely on these cleanup efforts of yours. Okay. Here's to hoping Kairos never has to cast another edict. Wishful thinking, but you're not wrong to desire it. I fear that dissidence will ever be a problem in Kairos' hierarchy, and that we have not seen the last of the Overlord's edicts. I don't mean to marginalize your efforts. What you've accomplished in short time is impressive, but don't forget that you're a vassal of greater powers, and remember your place. What is you require? I made contact with Cadis and Radix. A quarrelsome pair, but I do like to see family moving against the enemy together. Their bonds are more reliable than any number of like-minded countrymen. What do you have to report? The Earthshakers in Howling Rock are looking forward to studying Cairn's remains. Radix and Cadis have a plan to use Cairn's essence to blight the region, but they want your go-ahead. Radix wants my go-ahead. I was worried he was the sort to abuse the significant position I gave him, so it's pleasing to see him show due deference. Oh my god. General taps his chin, examining you slowly. And what would you say? If this were your decision, would you approve? No. So, options. Yes, ruination of Chorus-controlled lands will starve the Rats mob. Yes, slaying Cairn is following Kairos' commandment, and if the Earthshakers are right, their plan will render the land barren, starving the Chorus. No, I would not advise it. The Earthshakers can't be fully trusted, and meddling with an edict could be seen as an insult to Kairos, and those of us who respect the law. No, I think the Edict of Stone makes life in the Stone Sea difficult enough. If the ritual doesn't cause devastation promised, we will have made life easier for our enemy. Okay. Let me ask this one. Depends. How much do you trust the Earthshakers? The Archon lets out a long sigh, furrowing his brow. I would be a fool not to suspect that Cairn's treachery was contagious, but in truth, since the Archon's passing, the Earthshakers' only sins have been disorganization and lethargy, and such things tend to happen when leadership changes. So to answer your question, I would say my sense of trust is cautious at best. The question still stands. Would you approve of this plan? Okay, so now we have to choose, yes or no. I will go for no. I want the power of the Spire. I want the power of Cairn if that's an option. If that means killing him, I will probably kill him, but... Okay, no. I would not advise it. The Earthshakers can be trusted and meddling with the edict to be seen as an insult to Kairos and those of us that respect the law. I have gained wrath. Why? The Archon eyes you cautiously. Point taken, good Fatebinder. You are wise to be cautious on fair weather allies. And you are right. I suppose my actions could be misconstrued as opposed to the Overlord. But we also run the risk of the Chorus finding a way to slay Cairn and resolving the edict in a less violent fashion. And if that happens, we've lost the opportunity to strike a killing blow. So I have to seize the initiative and take this risk. Thank you, Fatebinder. Time will come someday when I need to trust you with great responsibilities, and it is good to have an insight into how you think. Ah. Salute. You were wise to bring this to my attention. The Archons fall under Kairos' jurisdiction, and that includes what remains they leave behind. We are fortunate that Kairos wished the Archon of Stone destroyed. I believe this offers us the freedom to dispense with his corpse however we see fit. Tell my forces they have approval to carry out their plan. I would see the voices of Narat and his howling mob starve to the point of cannibalism if that would deplete their numbers. Okay. I am going to load because I want to see what the other option offered. Because there was an option that said the Earthshakers want to study Cairn. And I'm curious if that would override the killing of Cairn. So I'm going to go for similar options here. Yeah, they're looking forward to studying Cairn's remains. Oh, okay, the remains, the same thing. Dead, right? I don't know what they hope to learn from Petrified Archon, but I'm sure they would vehemently defend their reasoning. If it furthers the war effort, then I can tolerate the delays. For now, the Earthshakers are the arcane force behind my army, and I would see them ready for... Okay. So you have to go with this option again, right? I guess I'll go with yes this time, because there's no changing it. Yes, slaying Cairn is following Kairos' commandment. If the Earthshakers are right, their plan will render the land barren against starving the Chorus. I concur. The Edict of Stone makes Kairos' opinion on this matter crystal clear. The Overlord wants Cairn dead, so it's harder to help slay him. Okay, so
Won't happen.
We updated him. Once again, I'm thinking if this is one of those decisions where if you're siding with the chorus, you don't have an option. That's what I'm thinking of. But I am not entirely sure. This is a new guy, yeah. This favorite soldier mutters to himself and stares down the truncated length of a broken sword. Rusted piece of garbage wasn't even worth the trouble of carrying into battle. Better off in the hands of a farmer tilling his field. He looks up and meets your gaze, his posture straightening. You're Tunon's fate, are you not? It's time that you happened by. I have a dispute with the Forgebound of Lettin's Crossing. Okay, tell me about it. At the start of the conquest, I requisitioned an iron sword from the Forgebound. Since they settled in Lettin's Crossing, I figured it wouldn't take the span of an entire Kairos be damned war to get the blade assembled and ready for battle. They proved me wrong. The smiths only just filled my order and they did a rushed job of it. The blade arrived in camp last week. I could tell at once that it was rubbish. It barely held an edge and wobbled in its scabbard. Felt wrong, through and through. Go on. I was willing to give the glorified length of scrap a fighting chance, so I carried it to battle. After 2 parries, the blade snapped. I had to tackle the enemy and pound his head in with my fists. He squeezed his fingers together, his gauntlets creaking with tension. I dare say we've all been there, countrymen, broken sword or no. I shared some terse words with my commander, but nothing could be done about the situation. The Forgebound answered to Tunon, not as his favorite, which is why I'm glad you're here. My honor is tarnished, and I'm left with second-hand iron that has seen more active duty than a dozen stone shields. May I see this weapon? Here you go. You can see plain as a spire that the iron is no good. He takes out a sword sheared in half. The flat edge shows evidence of spreading rust. The blade itself feels dislocated from the hilt, as if ready to fall off at any moment. Any ideas, Barik? I wouldn't call this your standard wear and tear, but it's not a problem of the crafting either. It's almost like someone tested this sword's durability 1,000 times against a tree trunk. Or against a thick-headed statue made of iron. Right, or a... Barik cuts himself off and turns to verse. That was my expense, wasn't it? Oh, look, you learned something. What do you think, verse? She looks down the length of the sword and bites the inside of her cheek. With a slow shaking of her head, she runs her finger along the fracture. Whoever last swung this blade was either drunk or stupid. It looks like they were trying to swat flies off of Karen's backside and missed. Okay. Have you trained with this type of sword before? I carried the blade just like it in Stalwart. That one was made of bronze, of course. Had a different weight to it, he shrugs. You should know as well as I that the differences cannot be overemphasized. There is something about this man that I find distasteful. Have you spoken to the Forgebound about this? Oops. All the way in Lettin's Crossing, it's not as if my commander will send me out on leave to give some sweat-stained smith a piece of my mind. Since the Forgebound reported to Tunon, I figured you would represent their interests. Legally speaking, that's valid. Okay. Glad we don't have to worry about carting the smith all the way out here then. I've dealt with fate patterns before and I know you're capable of going to mad lengths to see Kairos' will done. I'm ready to render judgment in this matter. About time I got my due justice. He nods and beckons for you to continue. At your leisure, Fatebinder. Your attitude isn't befitting in this favorite soldier. I rule for the Forgebound. If the sword is inferior, you should receive a new one. I rule in your favor. I'll go for the first one based on what Barik and Verse said. What? My attitude? But that shouldn't enter into the matter. What mummery of law is this? Yeah, I don't like... What the hell is happening with this game lately? The Forgebound are artists. Show some respect. Bah! I'll see them accountable for their shoddy craft. If you will not help me, I'll find someone who can. Good day. Really? No. I'm gonna check the wiki. Okay, I did not actually find anything of use, but... I'm either just gonna go ahead and repeat the same options I had, or I'm just gonna say I need some more time to weigh in on this. Maybe go and check the smith and see what he has to say or something, but this feels very weird. Okay, I have to go over this again. Sorry. Sorry. But I searched for this guy's name, but he didn't give me a quest. That makes it harder to try and find information about this. A quick save. Okay, so tell me of the problem. Okay, so Bardic says his piece, Verse says her piece. I need time. Yeah, there's no quests. This is very odd. Okay, I'll just leave him be. I don't care. We could go to Letion's Crossing to figure that out, but I'm not gonna go there now. I am interested in finding out about this spire. I very much want to look at the spire. And I'm also thinking, if they say they've searched the spire before, and they only found like a large room with the carvings on the floor, then it might mean it's only the room to go up to the spire if we have the password. As you walk along the bank, and that means I don't have to deal with a lot of Bane. As you walk along the bank of small streams, you hear splashing coming from the reedy shallows. You recognize the sounds of the rush fish. While no delicacy, the flesh of the rush fish is a common staple in Tirsman cuisine. You look down at the water and see 3 of the whiskered creatures, fat and oblivious. Have Verse hunted? Like shooting fish in a stream. Verse quips as she raises an arrow. Flashing moments later, she's pulled the slimy creatures from the muck and presented them to you, skewered on her feathered shafts. Okay. Sure. But yeah, these last few episodes, man, I've been feeling more and more like my options are very restricted. Like, the entire storyline seems to suggest you're gonna have options, but then it just locks you in. And even this dialogue with this guy, like, there's no quest, there's no other, like, evidence or information, there's nothing. And I just... I don't know. It feels weird. I also have no option to not kill Cairn unless that's something I can do, you know, at the time of deciding something. I'm kind of hopeful for that, but we'll see. Sir, what's the order from Ash? As you can see, the commander's raring to go. The Iron Guard stares at the both of you without moving, utterly austere and unamused. Baby Brother does not understand the notion of patience. A mountain cannot be moved by force, though try as he might. He sighs and clasps his hands behind his back. But yes, I too would know of our plans. Ash has issued the order to extract Cairn's energy and use it to permanently destroy the land. We're to commence immediately. Like, for example, right here, I should have an option for subterfuge and bluff or lie or whatever, but we do not. Brutal and effective tactic, at least its promises to dwindle down the enemy through starvation. It might still be more than the chorus deserves. Not to question the Archon's will, it strikes me as warlike, but unbecoming of the disfavored. Okay. A fair point worth considering, but we are here to follow orders. Again, I cannot even agree with him. True enough, I don't mean to cast out on the mission, but let this serve as a reminder that the work of perfecting our methods is never finished, even in total obedience. Good. Then it is as we expected. I have seen to the initial preparations. But as I have informed Cadis, we will commence when the Tellurian alignment is ideal for inducing a peak tectonic paroxysm and not a span sooner. The lieutenant scrubs a palm down the front of his faceplate. See? Unbridled and ready to go. There's no way the enemy will get a drop on us first. However, Radix continues, ignoring his brother's exasperated interjection, there is an imperative matter remaining that we must attend to before the ritual can begin. I deployed a drove of Earthshakers to excavate required Azure Lift loads from the neighboring region of Gulf Glow. Problem is, they haven't hightailed it back yet, or dispatched a missive. Okay, so you want me to rescue the Earthshakers, You want me to retrieve Azurelith loads? Why send me and not Cadis? Why do we need Azurelith for the ritual? If they were excavating Azurelith, then it's likely they ran into problems with the Beastman. Perceptive of you to think so. Beasts are powerful fighters, but unpredictable to our kind. One of the many reasons why Ash doesn't let them anywhere near the Legion. I have felt discordant tremors resonating from Gulf Glow. I fear the tribe that first welcomed us as brethren of Cairn now wished only to bathe the land in our blood. Their primitive attunement to the terrene arcanum of this region is pitiable. They should be begging us to teach them of our ways. Yet instead they seek to lay claim to our Archon and scrabble to prevent us from utilizing the abundant Azurelith of this realm. He stomps on the ground, hard enough that the crevice splits between him and Cadis, causing the lieutenant to cautiously ease back. One day I will crush the savages beneath the very stones they worship. You can count on me to help. The brothers share a look and Radix once more falls stoic. Without the Azurelith to amplify Cairn's remaining energy, transmuting it into a miasmic substance would be pointless. The area of effect would be unavailingly minimal. You have my word that I will do my best to aid the Earthshakers and retrieve the Azurelith nodes. Okay, we have unlocked this area. Sir, the lieutenant salutes you with the resounding clang of his fist against his chest. Don't be long and don't die on us. I'll try. Collect 3 shards of Azurelith from the Stone Sea. We have that. Meet with the Earthshakers at Gulf Glow thingy.
I cannot.
Okay, this is securing the sea. I want to go there though. Oh. Travel to Gulf Glow Old Walls. The spire survived the magical tremors that ravaged the Stone Sea. It stretches incomprehensibly, damn it, far into the sky, making the rocky pillars nearby appear diminutive in comparison. Okay. So, I wonder, are these the Gulf Glow? I don't think so, right? These are not the Gulf Glow Old Walls. Yeah, this is just a spire. We have 2 pieces already. Whoa. My dudes. I just got a literal earth shake. Like, in real life, not the game. Not the game, give me a second. I am back, sorry. It is the first time I have felt an earthshake in my life, and I wanted to check if something happened.
This has trap written all over it.
Everything seems to be fine, though. Brilliant flames cast an emerald light on the walls. How they got that color and why they don't burn out is a mystery. Okay, so this should be the last one, I think. Pressing charcoal to parchment, you capture a blurry but proportionate image of the ancient relief. Though the drawn rune remains incomplete, it seems likely that the completed design is symmetrical in nature. Should a need arise, you could reasonably guess its original shape. Okay, cool. So we have a puzzle. We have a puzzle. Wait. Wait. It said it was symmetrical, right? Yes, symmetrical. Okay, so I need to do this. Now, bear with me, huh? Because I'm not exactly sure which part I don't know. But it feels like this right here is this. So I think this part here is this part here.
On it.
Oh, I cannot connect to this. But I can connect to that. And you can connect this. And this to that. Oops. Okay, so if it's symmetrical... So this part here should be done. But then we also have like this circle-y thing. Which I might have gotten the wrong one. This here might be this one. I'm having some difficulty here. Yeah, this here is wrong. Or is this like the entire thing? Like if I do this. This might be too much, but this way I can do the circle.
On it.
But then what is this? Or is the symmetry like vertical? Because it does look like this is this. I cannot turn the camera, which is annoying me. And then this is this. And then this part would be this part. Thus far, it seems correct. But at the same time, I'm not sure if this is like an incorrect rubbing, or if I don't know what's happening here, or if it's symmetrical like vertically. I will try it one more time, and then I won't bother you anymore by looking at me doing this. I think this has to be it, right? I think this needs to be like this. But then I see this, right? What is this? I don't know what this is. This is not possible because there's nothing that intersects this circle in this way, unless it's this thing here. But then this thing would cross the entire midway. It would go like this, which it doesn't do. On the other hand, though, this is not a perfect circle, right? So if it were symmetrical, this would close like this. But it's not. It's doing something like this. It feels like it's doing this here. Kind of. Right? It looks like this. And then kind of doing this. I wonder if they mean symmetrical in the sense that I have to recreate this same thing but on that side. Oh god. I will probably mess this up. It's very hard to see. Because this is connecting everything. And that's not it either, is it? Yep, it's not. What the hell? Yeah, because it feels like it's going up there, right? It does, doesn't it? I'm recreating this area, and then this circle is not a circle because it goes down like that. It doesn't do this. I swear it looks exactly like what I'm doing here. Except this part is also showing. So in reality, what I'm looking at right here, it seems to be this. So this part would be this. Then we have like this beak here, closing out over here, and then moving down. And then they say this is symmetrical. God damn it. But it can't be. Because how is it symmetrical if there is nothing crossing the beak? If nothing crosses this beak, how is this symmetrical? I'm feeling stupid. Dude, what am I missing? I'm sure there are people screaming at the screen. I apologize. I am not doing this intentionally to vex you. But none of this seems right. Well, this part kind of seems right. Yeah, this part is this. How is this symmetrical? God damn it. Where is the halfway point? Where is the symmetry? It's not like this. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to end the episode here, otherwise it will be very, very long. I will ask Coredumped for her help on this puzzle because she's very good at puzzles. And in the next episode, we're gonna come back. I will hopefully have the solution for this, and we can continue and unlocking this spire. With that, my friends, I want to thank you all for being here with me on the channel, watching some Tyranny and watching me fumbling through this puzzle. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Questions, suggestions, anything at all, leave a comment below. If you are enjoying the content, consider subscribing for more. Many more videos coming out soon, and I hope to see you all in the next episode. Until then, stay safe, everyone.